All right, folks, welcome back for a recap of June 1st, 2017. Okay, we had a little bit of a consolidation day in the markets, which is typical ahead of the non-farm payroll. Doesn't mean we can't scalp it as we did today, but nonetheless, we had pretty much a sideways day. Dollar index came up, almost filled in a little bit of a gap in here. We had this fair value gap close in here. The shaded area, we're pretty much staying in that little area towards the close of today. The Euro pound finally came up and traded above the Friday's high, as we were mentioning the other day, and rejected there. Came all the way down to take out a area of sell stops right below this low in here. And our euro dollar, I tried to get a long on the central pivot with the expectation we would probably make a run for the 113 big figure, and we just simply didn't do anything at all. We gapped down at 8:15 news right to my stop, rallied up back into the Asian range low, stopped dead in its tracks, and then consolidated. So it's very hard to make money in something like this. It's very difficult, which is the reason why we said we weren't going to touch the euro the rest of the day. And to go back in to try to clean things up, I went along on the British pound, as you saw live in the New York session this morning. I went through a couple different premium PD arrays as objectives, and the London closed kill zone, when you want to take profits, we were looking at the old high. We are looking at the rejection block here, the last up close candle. So that's our rejection block right in here. And we talked about the rejection block being, it's at 129.18, so 129.20. And that also put us right inside the time of day where the high would form. And while I was expecting a little bit more of a move higher ultimately to 129.33, that was where I was trying to get out with my objective to close the trade. And it didn't do that. It didn't give me an opportunity to do that. Limit order that was placed live in the session, we never got up to that level. So taking profits on the increase, and price found its high during the London close session right at an institutional level, 129.20. Very, very difficult market, but when it's difficult, you either have to be a scalper or you have to sit on your hands. And this morning, I stated that we had equal highs in here, the Asian high and the London high. And I said that we were probably going to run it. We saw this wick here. We got 1, 2, 3. Now, as a recap, justifying why I did what I did, and think in terms of market structure. We had a low with a higher low to the right, a higher low to the left. This is going to be an intermediate term low, short term low. In between the intermediate term low and the short term low on the left of it here, that high is an intermediate term high. We have a lower high to the left of this high, and we have a lower high to the right of it. So this is an intermediate term high. So what we would do is Fibonacci. Here's our high, so you know which ones you're using, not just indiscriminately grabbing any old swing. We have a 127 extension in here, using the wicks, and if we use the bodies of the candle to get much more precise in terms of the volume for the swing, right in here, and that would give us a symmetrical price swing of 129.25. Always looking for a little bit of a move up. We are still looking for that 129.33. ADR was a little bit higher than that. I think it was 129.35. So projection-wise, we fell short of it, which would be typical of a classic sideways day. Even though we had the swing in here right, it's still ultimately a consolidation day. We didn't have an expansion day at all. So between that idea on a fib and the rejection block and the fact that we had equal highs, London high and Asian high, buy side liquidity, and adding to that also the movement of this high coming in at 128.96. So 128.96, add 15, and you have 20 pips right there. That takes you very close to the rejection block as well. So static price action alone, as price rallies up, is going to want to take out that body of that candle on the last drive up. And that's what we've seen here in the form of the rejection block right there, 129.18. So as price drove through that, I want to always try to be getting out before the objective, and time of day was an impact. So two things you could have done. You could have just taken profits post 129 rally. Anything above 129 is good, and or take your stop loss at 129.05 and let the market take you out. And either one of those would have done that in this case here. And that's it for today. We will be live tomorrow for non-farm payroll. Again, there will not be any London session. We never take a London session trade ahead of non-farm payroll anyway. And as a recap and a reminder of how we're going to be going forward, even though there's 4 asset classes that's being discussed outside of Forex this month in our lessons, we are still every single trading day, Monday through Friday, during the New York session, we will be live between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. There just won't be 2 live sessions with London and New York. I'm going to leave London to itself, and I'll use the information we gleaned from London's action to ferret out a trade like we did today in the New York session. So we'll be daily, every day, Monday through Friday during this month. We're not abandoning Forex, okay? But I have to budget my time because I'm doing other things besides this mentorship in my own personal life, and also dealing with folks that are in the mentorship. So there's a lot of things that have to go on, and I can't do everything inside of 24 hours and still sleep. So I'm going to focus primarily on the New York session. We'll refer to what's going on in the London session. I'll give you a pre-market analysis of what I think may unfold. Whether it happens or it doesn't make a difference, we'll be trading in the New York session like as we did today, Monday through Friday, except for obviously anything that like interest rates. I got to look at the economic calendar and see if there's anything like that this month. But apart from something like that, we're going to be trying to participate every single day, trying to capture 20 pips. Remember, that's the goal, and we made 51 pips I've made on this one here, but it's still not a positive day because it was only done with 1 lot, and I took 21 pips as a hit on 3 minis. So 3 minis, I took a hit for 21 pips, and I banked 51 pips on 1 mini lot. So it took a little bit of the sting away, but what is that? Negative 13 pips net on a mini. 1 mini, that would be the equivalent, so only $13 on the day. So that's going to be it for today. I will see you all by way of tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. ahead of the non-farm payroll, and we'll be live. I'll try to do something live with you to try to take a scalp. And until then, I wish you good luck, good trading.